good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to Panda Rants. My name is Panda. Today we are talking Lions and Raiders. Much better game than I anticipated. We'll be getting into that. We'll be talking about AI and what the government's doing about it as of yesterday. We're going to be talking about the IRS. We're going to be talking about Mike Tomlin probably because I just can't help myself. And I'm going to throw some curveballs in there, so stay tuned. Let's get into the Lions and the Raiders. All right, so last night, Monday Night Football, we had the Lions versus the Raiders. I had said previously that I thought this was a boring matchup. It was a matchup that I truthfully couldn't give less of a shit about. But it ended up being a really good game into the third quarter. The first half was kind of boring. We had 3 field goals from the Lions in a row, a pair of touchdowns, Josh Jacobs and Sam Laporta. They went into half 7-16 Detroit, and that's where it got a little interesting. We came back to the third quarter. Marcus Peters with a 75-yard interception return for a touchdown. It was wild if you saw it live. If you did not see it live, please go find a highlight because it was awesome. Later in the third quarter, Jahmyr Gibbs with a 27-yard touchdown and another field goal to close it off. 14-26, the Lions win. It was the Lions game. The Raiders fucking sucked. 157 total yards, 77 passing yards, 80 rushing yards. That's just, you can't do that in the NFL. Jimmy G, 10 of 21 for 126 yards and 1 interception. I don't remember who I said this about yesterday, but I'm going to say it again. That's high school quarterback shit, dude. That's high school quarterback shit. Josh Jacobs, the workhorse as usual, 15 carries, 61 yards, 4.1 average with 1 touchdown. Jimmy G was using his legs a little bit. We had 7 different receivers for 10 completions. I don't even know what to say about that, especially because 2 of those completions were to Josh Jacobs. So really we had 6 receivers with 8 completions. It was just a bad day for the Raiders, and maybe it's because they fucking suck. Max Crosby had a great game. 5 tackles, 3 assists. Marcus Epps, I don't even know who that is, but 9 tackles. Fucking go off, King. Jared Goff, 26 of 37 for 272, 1-1. Not the best stat line on the back end with the 1-1. 26 of 37. Overall, I mean, that's a pretty solid percentage. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a fucking dog. 6 receptions, 108 yards. Sam Laporta, 8 for 57 and a touchdown. We had 8 different receivers that Jared Goff was throwing to. I see that Amon-Ra St. Brown is listed in the passing stats. I don't remember that. I don't know what happened, but he's 0 for 0. So maybe I was just being stupid or something. Who knows? Overall, this was a game that I had on the background. I was editing last night and I was watching the game. It kept my attention here and there. Like I said, into the second half, it was a little bit more exciting. But there's really not much to say about it. The Lions just played Lions football. The Lions beat the Packers earlier this year, and that was the game that I watched where I was like, okay, the Lions might be all right this year. I mean, they're 6-2. They don't have the toughest schedule ahead of them. They've got the Chargers, Bears, Packers, Saints, Bears again, Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. They might have some trouble with the Cowboys. I fucking hate the Cowboys, so I hope not. I hope the Lions beat all these teams. The Packers, fucking, dude, they got destroyed by Minnesota. I think the Lions have a great chance at the playoffs. The Raiders are 3-5. Didn't expect much out of them in the first place. The Raiders have a shit schedule ahead of them, too. Not shit as in bad teams. That's shitty for them. They've got to play the Dolphins. They got to play the Chiefs. They've got to play the Chiefs again. Then they've got to play the Broncos, who fucking murdered the Chiefs last night. But we'll see how long that heat lasts for the Broncos. All in all, good game. I was very happy with it, especially compared to how I felt about it yesterday. So after that kind of short recap, I want to talk about something, and I don't want to get political with this. I don't want anybody coming at me saying, oh, these are your politics because you're saying these things. I'm here to talk shit, and I'm here to speak my fucking mind. If you have a problem with it, just don't fucking watch. Don't listen. The IRS chief hints at a possibility that audits may rise for Americans earning under $400,000. Bro, do you know how much money we send to other countries, how much money gets wasted, how much money is unaccounted for in the government, and they're worried about what the middle class is paying on their taxes. Hey, U.S. government, if you hear this, go fuck yourself. That's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. You hired all those new IRS agents to hunt middle class citizens? Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. Nobody should pay their fucking taxes. When my money is going to shit I don't believe in, if my tax dollars are going overseas, for what, dude? For what? Show me where the money has gone in Ukraine. Show me where the money is going in Israel. Because as far as I'm concerned, we haven't seen jack shit in terms of receipts. It's funny how they want to collect more taxes. For what, dude? To send it to other places? We have veterans, homeless, hungry in the fucking streets. Men that fought for our country are living in the streets. And you're sending money to Ukraine? You're sending money to Israel? We give Israel $8 billion a year regardless. Anything else is on top of that $8 billion a year. I'm not going to get political. I'm not going to pick sides. This is purely a stance against the U.S. government's spending of taxpayer money. It could be going to the moon for all I care. It would be the wrong thing to do. We have water crises at home. We've got food shortages at home. We've got food deserts. If you're not familiar with what a food desert is, it's areas of the country that are not logistically sound for fresh produce or fresh foods of any kind. So a majority of the food in these food desert areas are highly processed shit. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to eat it. I eat highly processed shit on the daily. But for it to be some people's only option is disgusting. At least I have the choice to go buy a fucking apple, to go get a fucking avocado. Some people have no choice but to go get a fucking bag of pizza rolls. And as great as a bag of pizza rolls sounds right now, that's unacceptable. The point being, U.S. government, get your shit together before you start coming after your own citizens. Maybe you should protect our fucking borders first. Maybe you should fix, again, the water, fix the food, fix the homelessness. How many major cities are being overrun by homeless people and migrants? I've got nothing wrong with immigrants to the United States. Be an American. Let's fucking go. Anybody that wants to come to this country that's honest, true, and wants to make a living for their family and wants to be a part of the American society and wants to be a United States citizen, let them in. Bring them in. Give them an ID. Give them a social security number. Show them where to go to get help, to get them set up as an American citizen. I'm all for that. What I'm not for is letting hundreds of thousands of unidentified people into the fucking border. And then what? Yeah, just let them go wherever the fuck they want. I can't go into a Walmart after fucking 10 p.m. in my city, but motherfuckers are out here crossing international borders for free, unadulterated. Come on, man. Let's be real. The United States government is unbelievably corrupt. It's gotten to the point where it's comical, where it's in your face, and there's not a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. The FBI is not going to do anything about it. CIA is not going to do anything about it. Who's going to do something about it? Our president that doesn't know where the fuck he is? Okay, here I am getting political. I just said I wasn't going to. Abolish the IRS. Taxation is theft, dude. Taxation is full-on theft. You take the amount of United States dollars that existed before COVID, it is now 20+% higher. You wonder why prices are going up? You wonder why everything costs a fuck ton? It's because your government's printing money. Oh, did you get a $1,400 stimulus check one time? Congratulations. You know what that gets you here right now? I don't know, maybe like 3 months worth of groceries? Was that like maybe rent for a single person not living in an inner city? Single bedroom apartments in Columbus, Ohio are $1,000. And that's before utilities. That's before everything else. Like, shit's getting out of hand. But yeah, let's attack middle America. Let's attack the people that are trying to get by every day, doing their best, going to work, taking care of their family. They don't have generational wealth. They don't have mommy and daddy's money. But let's go after them. That makes a lot of sense. All right, I'm done ranting about the IRS. I could sit here and talk shit about the IRS all day. I hate the IRS. I don't consider myself technically a libertarian, but I do have some libertarian views. Why am I paying taxes? If they're going to print money regardless, how about you just keep printing it and let me keep my money? That'll fight inflation. Stop charging us taxes and print the money yourself, since you're going to fucking do it anyways. All right, I said I was done. I'm actually done this time. And on a similar note, last night, it might have been yesterday late, I got the news last night at about 1 a.m. President of the United States, Mr. Joseph R. Biden, signs an executive order regarding AI. It's called, I believe the official name is Executive Order on the Safe, Secure, and Trustworthy Development and Use of Artificial Intelligence. All this means is any innovation that Americans were hoping to achieve with AI is now going to have to go through the government. I'm going to do a quick read of it. Irresponsible uses of AI can lead to and deepen discrimination, bias, and other abuses in justice, healthcare, and housing. The Biden-Harris administration has already taken action by publishing the blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights and issuing an executive order directing agencies to combat algorithmic discrimination while enforcing existing authorities to protect people's rights and safety. To ensure that AI advances equity and civil rights, the president directs the following additional actions, and I've got the first 2 bullet points for you here. Provide clear guidance to landlords, federal benefits programs, and federal contractors to keep AI algorithms from being used to exacerbate discrimination. Can't swing a dead cat without hitting a claim of discrimination in the United States. I probably just said that phrase and they're going to say that it was discriminatory against something. Second bullet point. Address algorithmic discrimination through training, technical assistance, and coordination between the Department of Justice and federal civil rights offices on best practices for investigating and prosecuting civil rights violations related to AI. I've admitted it here before. I don't know fucking everything. I'm not a doctor, dude. But we're requiring AI developers of the most powerful systems to share their safety test results and other critical information with the U.S. government. So much for private fucking companies. Develop standards, tools, and tests to help ensure that AI systems are safe, secure, and trustworthy. Interesting. I get the idea behind it, and they're the government, so they have to be, let's protect the citizens. No, that's not what you're doing. Protect against the risks of using AI to engineer dangerous biological materials. What the fuck does that even mean? Do we have machines that are capable of synthesizing biological materials while also being run by AI? I know we can synthesize biological materials. We've been able to do that for years. That's no news. But what the fuck does that got to do with AI? I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras? Order the development of a national security memorandum that further directs actions on AI and security. So, in this executive order, they're calling for a memorandum in the future that's going to direct further actions on AI and security. And the next section is my favorite, protecting Americans' privacy. Yeah, because that's what the government does. Yeah, the NSA is there for our privacy. Yeah, the CIA is there for the privacy of the citizens, right? Yeah, the government just loves privacy for its citizens. They've never infringed upon that before. Strengthen privacy-preserving research and technologies, such as cryptographic tools that preserve individuals' privacy by funding a research coordinate. I'm not going to read all this shit. If they would just take a look at crypto, they'd understand that we already have systems for that, and those can be retrofitted into pretty much fucking everything using the same exact technology. Our government is so far behind and so fucking dumb, and I can't blame them. They're all a bunch of old fucks, dude. They're all sitting there jacked up on their goddamn dementia drugs talking about, oh, we need to protect the citizens from fucking JFK. Like, bro, get your head out of your ass. Get your head out of your ass. Advancing equity and civil rights. I'm sorry. I'm all for civil rights. I'm all for equity. But what the fuck does AI have to do with equity and civil rights? Algorithmic discrimination? Brother. Ensure fairness throughout the criminal justice system? We should have already been doing that. That's for sure. Developing best practices on the use of AI in sentencing, parole and probation, pretrial release and detention, risk assessments, surveillance, crime forecasting, predictive policing, and forensic analysis. So that's great. That's them admitting that they're going to start using robots to do fucking everything. Why have an experienced 30-year judge who knows how to sentence people when we can just develop an AI to tell the judge how to do it? Oh, anybody can be a judge now. Just sit in there and type it into fucking ChatGPT. Standing up for consumers, patients, and students? Yeah, when the fuck are you going to start doing that? I'm honestly too tired to keep ranting about these things. I could sit here and rant all day. I also haven't slept. I was up all night editing, and then I published, and then I just couldn't sleep. So here I am. What it comes down to is just another overreach of the United States government trying to take control over things that they really shouldn't be controlling because they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. If you have a model, an AI model that was trained using a computing power greater than 10 to the 26th power integer on floating point operations, you have to report it to the government. If you have a computing cluster for your AI and it's connected by data center networking of over 100 gigabits per second, you got to report it to the government. Imagine that. It's the equivalent of having to report what kind of computer you have to the government. Oh, you just got the new RTX 4000 series? Better tell the government about it. I'm really just sick. I'm sick of government overreach. It's gotten to a point. You know what I mean? And it's the frog in the boiling pot. They can't take away everything at once because that's what strikes a civil war. Slowly, gradually take more and more freedoms, strip more and more privacy, one by one, little by little, and the people will never notice because it happened over a 10-year period. I don't think the entire government is bad. I don't think government itself is bad. I think anything of size and anything that is worth its salt has a governing body of some sort. But that governing body and whatever it is that body governs is only as good as the people in the governing body. And we've got a bunch of old fucks that are owned by corporations and that take money from fucking lobbyists to do whatever the corporations want. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. This has been going on forever. Everybody fucking knows it happens. It's everywhere. And it doesn't make sense to me that we can all just talk about it and understand that it happens. And who's going to do a fucking thing about it? Nobody. Nobody's going to do a fucking thing about it. They're doing the United States a disservice. More laws and more regulation is not always the answer. Because you know what's going to happen? AI companies that actually want to build good shit outside of these parameters that the government has set, newsflash, they're not going to stay in America. We've already got the Blue Sea Frontier Compute Cluster. This is a supercomputer on a barge. They've got 10,000 NVIDIA H100s on board, and that shit is powerful. And they put them out to sea because you know what you don't have to do at sea is listen to the fucking government. Each one of these giant barges operates as its own sovereign nation state deep in international waters. It is fascinating. It is the nerd version of moving out into the woods and going off grid. They said, fuck it, computer on a boat. They can't tell me what I can do with my computational power if I'm not in the United States. Anyways, The whole point of this short rant was to highlight the draconian fucking regulations that the government seems to want to impose on people all day, every day. Can't be a middle American, can't use supercomputers. I just don't have any words. Shit makes me very sad, to be completely honest with you. Those were two pretty short rants, but I feel like I got my point across. I did say I was going to talk some shit about Mike Tomlin, but first, Minkah Fitzpatrick has been ruled out for Thursday night's game against the Titans. That's kind of fucked. The Steelers are keeping an open mind on Kenny Pickett. He's going to keep getting evaluated. These are via Adam Schefter. Shouts out Shefty. It's going to be a tough Thursday night game. No Minkah. Maybe no Kenny. I wish Matt Canada would get hurt. And I shouldn't say that. I take that back. I wish Matt Canada to not get hurt or injured or sick. I don't want to wish anything bad on that man. Other than maybe like being demoted. I think maybe if we had a co-offensive coordinator with him, that would be what I'd wish for. And also maybe one or two more targets to George Pickens, since he had one fucking reception. How are you going to win a game if George Pickens has one reception? He's on the field constantly. It's not like he's a specialty player that's a rookie that comes in every once in a while. This man is a fucking starting wide receiver in the NFL, and he is a dog. Give him the fucking ball, Matt Canada, you stupid bitch. Whew. All right. And maybe next time Kenny Pickett gets driven into the fucking dirt after he throws the ball, we'll actually get a roughing the passer call. That would be nice. And we're going to get on to a little happier note, because I enjoy talking shit and I enjoy being pissed off, but you can't do it all the time. That's not healthy. It's not healthy to be pissed off all the time. So I'm going to talk about my favorite Zyn flavor. That's Nah, I'm kidding. It is cinnamon Zins, though, 6 milligram, if anyone's interested. I am exhausted. I'm beat. I'm whooped. I'm on 0 hours of sleep. I took a 3-mile walk this morning because I was just like, what else was I going to do? Sit here and stare at my wall? So that might be why I'm so crabby. I always wondered, is that something people say everywhere? Like, are you crabby? That was always something that my mom, like my whole family is about that life. I don't know if that's like a nationwide thing, like a worldwide. I don't know how that works, but I am crabby. I could fall asleep right here while I'm recording this, to be completely honest with you. I'm not going to, but I could. Mike Tomlin, what are you doing, brother? Whose decision is it? Is it you or Rooney? Whose decision is it for Matt Canada? What does he have on you that he still has a job? Hopefully, we switch up the game plan and don't throw any more of those fucking screen passes that never work. Since this is Panda Rants, I'm going to end this show with a rant. Yesterday, I ranted about dating and meeting people and a couple personal situations that I went through. And an update on those, by the way. If you listened to the end of yesterday's episode, you know that I am missing a sweatshirt currently. This girl still has it, and I'm still waiting to hear if I'm going to get it back or not. She asked me, do you want me to put it outside my door in like a bag or something? That was 9 hours after I told her I needed it back. Whatever, doesn't matter. She texted me, cool, whatever, and I said sure. I texted her back at like 12:30 a.m. and said sure. And then, like a dumbass, I texted her again this morning. I was like, hey, actually, I'd rather just pick it up from you. But if you insist, let me know when you leave and I'll come over and get it. You can leave it outside. No reply to that yet, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know what is going on. I'm also really tired, so I don't know a lot about anything right at the moment. I'm just going to say it, dude. Jimmy John's is going down the fucking trash. It's going down the drain. It's in the gutter. Barbecue ranch chicken crunch sandwich. What happened to deli meat, dude? Y'all decided that you can't do that right, so you got to switch it up. Jersey Mike's is taking all your fucking business. I wonder if they understand it's because Jersey Mike's is just fucking better. It's not because they have a better selection. It's because the things that they do have are all better than the things Jimmy John's has. And I'm a Jimmy John's guy through and through. I had some tiffs with them in the past where they wouldn't give me napkins or cut my fucking sub in half even though I ordered from there 3 or 4 times a week. Why are you going to give me a box that says cut in half if I check it and you're not going to cut it in half? Do you think I have access to a sandwich cutting knife when I'm at work? I'll just rip that bitch in half. It ruins the sandwich. It doesn't ruin the sandwich, but it does ruin my mood when I'm eating the sandwich. I want that nice, fresh, clean cut down the middle, dude. I don't want to have to rip it like a fucking caveman. I'm just picturing an Italian caveman ripping an Italian sub in half. That would be me. God, an Italian sub sounds so good. I'm at the point where I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry. Like, I could eat, but I don't think that I could eat. Like, my stomach feels hungry, but my mouth doesn't feel hungry. That's what she said, I think. I don't know, man. I got a job interview later. I'm actually probably going to go to sleep instead because Lord knows I am not trying to work at a fucking marketing agency and wear a suit every day. There's a certain amount of money that you'd have to pay me to get me to not only drive into the office every day, but to put on a full fucking suit. To put on a full suit, dude? No. No. Unless you're buying me multiple suits when you hire me, I am not wearing a suit for less than like 85, 90K a year. It's just not happening. And I'm so fucking sick of all of these fake-ass companies putting their ads on Twitter. Oh, look at this cool contraption. It's never what they say it is. It's never right. It's never real. I don't know if you guys have seen the silent basketball where it like bounces and doesn't make noise, but there's not a chance that thing works. Not a chance. If you have experience with one, please let me know because I'm intrigued. But I would bet a large sum of money that thing either does not bounce well or it makes sound. Or both. Or it's just completely shitty. And it does make sound and it doesn't bounce as well. I could definitely see that. Some fucking Temu ass shit, dude. No. And here's another one. I think they're listening to me talk about these ads right now. Because here's another one. A handheld sewing machine. It sounds pretty cool, but is it gonna work? Nothing like the end of a rant. Nothing like it. That's going to be the end of the show today. Thank you all for listening if you made it this far. If you did make it this far, you're probably one of my friends or my dad, but I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking through it. I'm exhausted, and I am probably not going to sleep until tonight. I don't want to screw up my sleep schedule. If I take a long nap right now, I'm going to wake up at 11 p.m. I don't think I can do that. And then what? And then I'm awake until 6 a.m. and then I go to sleep, and it's just a big fucked up cycle. But I digress. Thank you again. I look forward to speaking with you all again tomorrow. We'll have another short show tomorrow, another short show on Thursday, and we'll have a nice long show on Friday. We're going to be doing long shows on Mondays and Fridays. I got a couple special guests lined up for Friday. I won't give it away yet. I will announce them Thursday. And we've got a big movie Monday with Joe Bob coming. We're watching The Covenant. I'm super excited to see it. It's a new war movie. I mean, it's right in my wheelhouse. Thank you again. My name is Panda. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This has been another episode of Panda Rants.